Your toddler pushes the plate away. I don't want it. You spent 40 minutes making this. You used the recipe they loved last week, and now they're looking at it like you served them poison. So you do what any exhausted parent would do. You negotiate. You bribe. Maybe you quietly make a quesadilla while questioning every life choice that led you here. But here's what nobody tells you. Every single one of those totally reasonable responses is actually programming your child to reject more food. French parents figured this out generations ago, and their solution is so simple, you'll wonder why it isn't taught in every pediatrician's office. Let me paint the picture. It's Tuesday evening. You've made pasta with vegetables, something theoretically kid-friendly. Your 4-year-old takes one look at it, sees a piece of broccoli touching the noodles, and declares a full-scale food emergency. This is disgusting. Your stress response kicks in. You have maybe 45 minutes before bedtime, work emails are piling up, and you absolutely cannot handle a meltdown right now. So you cave. Fine. What do you want instead? Chicken nuggets again. As you're pulling out the freezer bag, you feel it, that cocktail of frustration, guilt, and defeat. You're a good parent. You're trying. So why does every dinner feel like a hostage negotiation? Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. What you're doing from a place of love and exhaustion is accidentally making the problem worse with every single meal. But the moment you understand what's actually happening, you can stop the cycle tonight. Let's break down the 3 traps you're probably falling into without realizing it. Trap number 1, the replacement meal. When dinner gets rejected and you make something else, your child's brain files away a powerful lesson. Refusing work, if I push hard enough, I get chicken nuggets. You've just incentivized rejection, and that incentive compounds over time. Trap number 2, the pressure campaign. Just 3 more bites. You're not leaving the table until you try it. If you eat your vegetables, you can have dessert. These feel like reasonable parenting, but they activate something called the autonomy reflex. The more you push, the harder they resist. It's not defiance, it's human wiring. Studies actually show that pressured children eat less of the target food, not more. Trap number 3, the snack sabotage. The cheese sticks at 4:30, the crackers in the car, the just a little something at 5:15. These feel harmless, even loving. But here's what you're actually doing. You're eliminating the one biological force that makes children willing to eat unfamiliar foods. Genuine hunger. Without appetite, everything else you try will fail. Before I show you the French solution, you need to understand why your child behaves this way. Because once you see the biology, their behavior stops feeling personal and starts feeling fixable. First, the fear response. There's a scientific term called neophobia, literally fear of new. Your child isn't being dramatic. Their brain is running ancient survival software that says, unknown food might be dangerous, reject it. This peaks between ages 2 and 6. It's not a personality flaw, it's developmental programming. Second, the control reaction. Imagine your partner hovering over your shoulder at dinner. Come on, just 3 more bites of salad. You need the vitamins. You'd want to throw the fork, right? Your child feels identical. When you apply pressure, even gentle, loving pressure, their brain reads it as a threat to autonomy. And humans push back against control. It's instinct. Third, the missing appetite. Here's the piece that changes everything. Think about the last time you were genuinely hungry, not bored snacking hungry, actually hungry. Didn't even plain food taste incredible? That's the appetite effect. And most modern children never experience it at mealtimes because we've been conditioned to prevent hunger at all costs. French parents stumbled onto something remarkable. They realized that the problem isn't the child. The problem is the feeding environment. And when you restructure the environment correctly, children naturally become more willing to eat. This isn't about forcing. It's not about control. It's about creating conditions where your child's biology works with you instead of against you. The French approach has 3 interlocking parts. Most American parents have only heard of the first one, if they've heard of it at all. And that first part alone won't work without the other 2. Let me show you the complete system. Part 1. The unified table. In French homes, there's one meal served at dinner, one menu, no substitutions. The family eats together, and everyone has the same options on the table. Now, before you think this sounds harsh or rigid, let me reframe it. This isn't about control, it's about role clarity. Your job as the parent, decide what food is served, when it's served, and where it's served. Your child's job, decide whether they eat and how much. You provide, they decide. You're not forcing them to finish their plate. You're not counting bites. You're simply not running a restaurant with a custom menu. But here's the key that makes this work. You always include at least one anchor food on the table, something you know they'll eat. Maybe it's bread, maybe it's fruit, maybe it's plain rice. This ensures they always have something to fill up on. It lowers everyone's anxiety, and it takes the desperation out of the meal. Part 2. The curiosity bite. This is where French feeding philosophy differs most from American approaches. French children aren't forced to eat everything. They're not required to finish anything. But they are expected to taste everything. Once. Just one genuine taste. Every time. And the language matters enormously. You don't say, you have to eat this. You say, you don't have to like it, but your tongue needs to try it so it can learn. That reframe is powerful. You're not demanding compliance, you're presenting it as education. Palate training, like learning to read or ride a bike. Here's what this sounds like in practice. Take one curiosity bite, then tell me what you notice. For anxious children, even smelling the food counts. Touching it to their lips counts. You're building familiarity through exposure, not through force. And here's why this works. Research shows children need 8 to 15 exposures to a new food before acceptance. Most parents give up after 2 or 3 tries. The curiosity bite ensures consistent, low-pressure exposure. That's how unfamiliar becomes familiar. Part 3. The appetite window. This is the invisible requirement, the piece that makes everything else work. Without it, the unified table fails. The curiosity bite fails. Everything falls apart. French children don't graze throughout the day. They have structured meal times and one designated afternoon snack, usually around 4 p.m., something small, fruit and bread, maybe cheese. Then nothing except water until dinner. No crackers at 5:15, no juice box at 5:45. No, just a little something, because they seemed hungry. You need a 2 to 3 hour gap before dinner where the only thing entering their mouth is water. And watch the water too. Don't let them fill their stomach with liquid right before sitting down. This isn't deprivation. This isn't cruelty. This is allowing their natural appetite to build so that when they sit down, their body is genuinely ready to eat. Mild hunger isn't dangerous. It's the biological key that unlocks willingness. When a child arrives at the table actually hungry, their resistance softens. Their openness increases. Their brain becomes more flexible about trying new things. Appetite is the missing ingredient. Let me show you how all three parts work together. The unified table removes the escape route. No backup meals means no incentive to refuse. The curiosity bite creates consistent exposure. One taste builds familiarity over time. The appetite window provides the biological fuel. Genuine hunger makes the other two parts possible. Remove any one piece, and the system collapses. Keep all three in place, and you've created the conditions for transformation. Now, let me show you exactly what this looks like in your home, step by step. Step 1. Design the plate. Serve a balanced meal with variety: protein, vegetable, carbohydrate. But always include one anchor food you know they'll eat without drama. This could be bread, rice, fruit, or noodles. Something safe. This ensures your child always has something to fill up on. You can relax. They can relax. Step 2. Enforce the curiosity bite. Use the exact language. You don't have to like it, but you do need to take one curiosity bite so your tongue can learn. After they taste, ask exploratory questions. Was it crunchy or soft? Salty or sweet? What did it remind you of? This shifts the focus from eating to noticing. It turns compliance into curiosity. Step 3. Step back. After the curiosity bite, stop talking about food. They decide what else to eat from what's on the table. You don't count bites. You don't hover. You eat your meal and let them eat theirs. Step 4. Hold the window. 2 to 3 hours before dinner, close the snack kitchen. Water only. This is non-negotiable. Without appetite, everything else fails. Step 5. Stay neutral. Don't praise eating. Don't criticize not eating. If they don't eat much, the next meal arrives at the next scheduled time. No rescue snacks. The natural consequence of not eating is hunger, and that hunger teaches far more effectively than any lecture. Let me give you the exact conversation so you can use it tonight. Your child sits down. They see salmon on the plate. Their faces contort. I don't like salmon. You stay completely calm, zero reactivity. You don't have to like it. You do need to take one curiosity bite so your tongue can learn. They hesitate. They might whine. They might try to negotiate. You wait. You don't argue. You simply eat your own meal. Eventually, usually because they're hungry, they take a tiny bite. Maybe they make a dramatic face. Maybe there are fake gags. That's fine. You lean in with genuine curiosity. Okay, what did you notice? Was it flaky or mushy? They think for a second. Flaky, I guess. Interesting. Flaky. Thank you for being a food explorer. What else would you like from the table? They load up on rice and broccoli. They don't touch the salmon again. And that is a complete success. That was exposure number 1. You just moved the needle toward acceptance without a single battle. Here's what you need to understand about the timeline. This is not a quick fix. It's pattern rewiring. Next week, you serve salmon again. It's slightly less unfamiliar. They take the curiosity bite with less resistance. By the 5th exposure, they might take 2 bites voluntarily. By the 10th exposure, they might actually start liking it. By the 15th, it might become a regular food. This is the long game, and it works because it's aligned with how children's brains actually develop food acceptance. Most American parents give up after 2 or 3 tries and conclude, my kid just doesn't like fish. But they were 2 exposures away from a breakthrough they never saw. Your job isn't to make them like it today. Your job is to keep offering it tomorrow. Let me give you realistic expectations so you don't panic. Days 1 through 3, the testing phase. Your child will push back harder than usual. They might refuse to eat much at all. This is completely normal. They're testing whether the new rules are real or whether you'll cave. Don't cave. One missed meal will not harm a healthy, hydrated child. Their body won't let them starve when food is available. Days 4 through 7, the first shift. You'll notice they start eating more at meals. Why? Because they're actually hungry when they sit down. The appetite window is doing its job. Weeks 2 through 3, the battles fade. Dinners become calmer. There's less negotiation, less drama. This starts to feel sustainable. Weeks 4 through 6, the new normal. This is just how your family eats now. Your child tries new foods without meltdowns. Mealtimes feel peaceful. The vast majority of families report significant improvement within the first 2 weeks. Not perfection, improvement. And improvement compounds. 3 questions are probably running through your head right now. Let me answer them. Question 1. What if they refuse to eat anything? If your child arrives at the table genuinely hungry, meaning you protected the appetite window, and there's at least one anchor food available, they will eat something. Children have powerful survival instincts. They won't let themselves starve when food is in front of them. If they still refuse everything, you stay calm. Okay, this is what we're having. The kitchen closes after dinner. Breakfast is at 7 a.m. Then follow through. They'll be hungry. They'll eat breakfast. One skipped meal teaches more than 1,000 arguments. Question 2. What about extreme picky eating? If your child has a diagnosed feeding disorder, severe sensory issues, or medically concerning food restriction, you need professional support. This approach is for typically developing children with common picky eating. But here's what I've observed. Most kids don't have a disorder, they have a pattern that was accidentally reinforced, and patterns can be changed. Question 3. What if they refuse the curiosity bite? This is the one boundary you hold firmly. In our family, we taste new foods once. Take your time. Then you eat your own meal. You don't lecture, you don't punish. If they still refuse, you clear the plate when dinner ends. The lesson comes later, when they're hungry, not during the confrontation now. Let me go deeper on this exploratory questioning technique because it's remarkably powerful. In American feeding culture, we've learned to stay neutral. Don't praise eating, don't criticize refusing. That's better than pressure, but French parents do something more effective. They make food intellectually interesting. Instead of, good job eating your peas, which creates performance anxiety, you say, does this taste different from last time? What does it remind you of? Is it more salty or more sweet? This teaches your child to actually pay attention to what they're eating, to notice textures, temperatures, flavors. You're building food vocabulary, you're cultivating genuine curiosity, and you're removing all pressure to perform. Adjust for age. For a 2-year-old, is it squishy or crunchy? For a 5-year-old, does it taste different cooked than raw? For an 8-year-old, what spice do you think is in this? The principle stays constant, the vocabulary grows with them. A few additional tools that accelerate results. The exposure calendar. Track exposures mentally or on paper. Remember, 8 to 15 tries before acceptance. Keep offering without commentary. Presence over pressure. Silent modeling. Eat the same foods your children eat. Let them watch you enjoying vegetables without any performance. If they ask, do you like the Brussels sprouts, Mom? You can say, I do. They're a little crispy and a little sweet. Then keep eating. Don't turn it into a lesson. Children learn more from observation than instruction. The predictable rhythm. Consistent meal and snack times train the body to expect food at specific windows. Their appetite learns to align with the schedule. When your child knows snack is at 3:30 and dinner is at 6, their body prepares accordingly. Hunger arrives on schedule. Predictability creates cooperation. I want to acknowledge something. Everything you've been doing until now, the backup meals, the bribing, the snacks to prevent meltdowns, you did those things because you love your child. You were trying to keep them fed. You were trying to avoid battles. You were trying to survive incredibly demanding days. That's not failure. That's parenting with incomplete information. Now, you have different information, and you can make different choices. You're not just teaching them to eat vegetables. You're teaching them something much bigger. You're teaching them that hunger is survivable and manageable. That unfamiliar things become familiar with time. That discomfort doesn't require immediate rescue. That meals are predictable, safe, and shared. These are life skills that extend far beyond the dinner table, and you're laying that foundation with every calm, consistent meal. Here's your challenge for today. Tonight, or whatever your next family meal is, try one piece of this system. Protect the appetite window, or require the curiosity bite, or include an anchor food and stop making backups. Just one piece. See what shifts. Then come back here and tell me what happened. Drop a comment below. I read every single one. This approach works. Not instantly, not perfectly, but consistently enough to transform how your family experiences food. The dinner battles you're living through right now, they don't have to be permanent. You have everything you need to change this, starting tonight. If this helped, hit the like button, subscribe for more evidence-based parenting strategies.